So welcome back for another insightful conversation, and for this round I have with me Mr. Dharmender from Garware Hi-Tech Films. Welcome to the episode, sir.
Thank you.
And for this episode, of course, we are going to be discussing about car protection, how people can look for new innovative solutions that are there in the market. But before we get into all of that, could you please give us a quick summary of what Garware is, what is the legacy behind, and where you guys are today?
So, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having me here. And so, I'll give you a quick brief. So, Garware Hi-Tech Films, it's an Indian manufacturer, and we are into manufacturing of high-tech, innovative, car solution, providing films which are there. So, we manufacture paint protection films, and we also manufacture window films. Then we are also into other car solutions like ceramic, graphenes. In addition to this auto, we also are making films for architecture films as well, which are put on the buildings, and high precision films which we make. We are an Indian manufacturer, and we have a legacy of almost 90 years. And Garware exports to almost more than 100 countries now. So we are a proud Indian manufacturer exporting to more than 100 countries. So that's a very brief which I wanted to tell you about Garware Hi-Tech Films.
That's great to hear, sir, because commonly among car enthusiasts, when you talk about products that you just mentioned like PPF, graphene, and so on, so we see a lot of international brands, getting the kind of attention and recognition that we have not seen from our own manufacturers, and Garware certainly seems to be hitting that benchmark. And in terms of products, where do you see the consumption and the awareness of the Indian car buyer today? Where do you see it right now?
You rightly said there's a lot of being a only and sole manufacturer of India in India for paint protection films and window films as well. We are proud that we are market leaders today, and as I said, we believe in innovation, and we are manufacturing, innovating, every year and exporting to more than 100 countries. There are a lot of other, importers who are importing, especially from countries like China, Korea. But I'm proud that we are still maintaining that quality. And just to put on, like today, the car enthusiasts are spending a lot of money on their cars, and as you know that there are a lot of great manufacturers who are manufacturing beautiful cars with a lot of features which are coming standard now. But when you spend so much money, you want to protect them as well. I have seen car enthusiasts who love their cars more than their wives. I'm sorry, but so they're spending a lot of money on that. And so paint protection is what is, it's a long term solution which protects the paint of the car, because every manufacturer is doing a beautiful quality job on paint, and to protect that from the debris, the scratches on, and the daily wear and tear. So there is a paint protection we put, and we have a range of products starting from lifetime warranty on it, and to till 8 years, 10 years, then 5 years and 3 years, based on the product range which we have, and that is the paint protection film. Then talking about the window films, there was a lot of still misconception about that window films are banned and all that stuff. But as per the CMVR 100 ruling, it's very clear that there is a visibility. If you have a visibility of front and the rear windows of your car of 70%, and on the side if it is 50%, it is approved. If you are compliant to that, you can put these, because this helps. This is a practical solution actually, because it helps you not only protect you from UV rays, it cuts your heat inside the car, and your fuel efficiency goes up by almost 5%. So it saves a lot of fuel as well for your this. So it's a long-term solution. If you have a ownership for 5 years and 10 years, so you can imagine what kind of a fuel efficiency these wonderful technology films can help you in saving the fuel for your vehicle.
Sir, I'm sure that will be pretty insightful for our viewers. But going back as we were discussing that Garware is of course, an Indian manufacturer, but then there are other players as well, and then there are importers getting product from China and all. So from an end user perspective, at the ground level, it becomes really scattered, the trust, the information, and what one should bet on, what kind of product one should bet on. Are there any things that an end user can look out for?
Yeah, so they should always look out that if the products are being offered at a very cheaper price, because there is a basic manufacturing cost of any product which are there. So for example, I'll give you the main ingredient of a paint protection film is a TPU. If there are TPU films being manufactured and being offered at a very cheap price, that means there is something fishy about it. So that is one part. Second is related to the product. Now being we have been manufacturing and selling and being the market leader here, we now, if I giving a warranty of 5 years and 8 years, I have a proof of that because we have customers been using it in reinstalling on their old cars or new cars, whichever they want to buy on. So we have that kind of a legacy. As I said, we are a 90 years legacy. We are here. We are Indian manufacturers, but the other manufacturers they don't have a base. So they're importing, but you never know whether 2 years they will give a warranty of 5 years. You never know whether they'll be there next year or not. So that is another this thing. And of course, yes, there are good films which are being imported, but then of course a good quality comes at a good price. So that's one thing is there. Another important thing is that we have about close to we make a world class product, but installation is something very important for all both these films. Now we have in last about 2 years we have been able to make more than 200 Garware application studios pan India. Now nobody else has that kind of a network. Why we have made that is because our end focus is not only on innovation of the product, but how close and what kind of a quality installation we can give to our end customers. So we have not only in Garware application studios in tier 1, but we have it in tier 2, tier 3, and now we are expanding to tier 3 and tier 4 furthermore. So this is another big change or difference which I would say, which you just mentioned about from the imported products which are being imported, and how it is different from this, because we know we are manufacturing best quality, but then installation is equally important. And if you have any kind of issue over a period of time, then even in that you can come back to our studio and you can come back, we can do whatever rectifications, if any rectification is there, we can do that for you. But other people, they don't have that kind of a network. In fact, I would like to add, we being an Indian manufacturer, we are also taking out that we are able to create jobs also for the people. We have our own training center in Aurangabad. We have two plants where we have trained more than 1,500 people. Most of them were freshers who didn't had any experience of this application. So we have been able to generate jobs for them by giving them free training. We almost run 2 to 3 batch in a month, wherein we make sure that they have to just come to Aurangabad. Their stay, their food, their application, their tools, everything is free for them. So that's also another differentiation from the other manufacturers who are selling under different brands.
I'm sure the viewers would really be interested in after knowing that fact, because of course the studios play an important role when it comes to perception of security, because the willingness to protect your new vehicle also comes at a willingness to pay. Yes. Right. And sir, what kind of a penetration do these studios have in India? Are they into tier 2, tier 3 cities as well?
Yeah, so we started about almost 2.5 years back with a concept of being near to our customers through our Garware application studios. So we these are some existing studios whom we have tied up, and we have converted them into Garware application studios. And these we started with tier 1, of course, first, and now we have as far as like in fact, I am proud here to say that even in the northeast, like Tripura, even to a city called Nahar Lagoon in Nagaland somewhere. So we are present in tier 2, tier 3, and we are month on month we are expanding so that we reach out to the customers as much as possible.
And so, as being a player in the market already, what are the kind of feedback that you get from long-term users of Garware films?
So, the feedback is something which is very important for us. And I would, I'm always there to take feedback not only from my channel partners, but also from our esteemed customers who are using our products, because this only helps us to, innovate, keep on bringing new products. Now we have made not only normal plain films, PPF films, which are there. We are into matte finish, we are into matte black, we are into colored PPF films, which are available. So this feedback helps us to innovate and bring new products. Also, plus keep on bringing something, which helps our customer to maintain for them the overall experience of ownership becomes better and better. So that's that feedback we keep on taking. We have a feedback system which we use, and we have an own R&D center, which we have a strong R&D team which helps us to do this innovation. Plus, most important part, how we have been able to innovate, so quickly to bring new products into the market is also because we also have a backward integrated manufacturing system. So we don't have to depend on anything, on any material, any resources, on anyone. So we start from a chip to the end film. It's all backward integrated. So it helps us to innovate quickly and respond to the customers based on their feedback which we get from the market.
I guess that means that if any of your existing customers or would-be customers can just comment down in the video and expect really great results in a very quick time in terms of new products and all. What are the future products that you have planned?
Like we recently launched, our range of. We were always in window films. We started our business, and yeah, from that, then we started into manufacturing of paint protection film. Now we recently launched a new, series altogether, which is called Detailing Solutions, under which we have ceramic, graphene, car care products. Then we have new products which are in the window film series itself. There's a lot of new innovations which we have done. So that is a new set of series we have recently launched, where we have, our flagship product, which is safety glazing. Then we have gold series, silver series, which we have just recently launched into there. We also have innovated because, as you just mentioned, how do you take your feedback? And we got a very strong feedback from many OEMs that there's a lot of construction happening around, and Mr. Gadkari was just speaking about it, that there's a lot of infrastructure improvement which is happening. So when you're moving on the road, the so stone chipping is something on your glasses, or of course the paint protection films help your paint, but it also comes on your window film windshield. So to protect that, we have launched a new product called Windshield Pro Plus, which also protects your windshield from cracking. So if there is a chip which is happening, it will protect from that. So it was based on the feedback from the OEMs. Do you have any such product? So we make paint protection films for paint, but we innovated and we launched this product.
Great, sir. That was really insightful. But before I let you go, I have to ask on behalf of our viewers, if you could sum up in one sentence your experience here at the Times Drive Auto Summit and Awards this night.
So Times Drive Auto is one platform where I feel today to be proud of to be the part of this. One second, this is one platform where companies like us who believes in innovation and technology. Today we have showcased our products here as well. So we believe in innovation, as I said. So it is a big platform for us, to because the entire industry has converged here today, for them to showcase that these products which we are manufacturing, this is long term, auto industry solutions, because it is a part of accessory which is not only from the, I would say, innovative but efficiency point of view also, but also for the profitability of our dealership network as well, because these are some products which are there for a long term to stay. Why I'm saying so is because paint protection films, for example, the entire market share of the paint protection films in two as compared to the penetration, there are 4.5 lakh cars sold every month. So we are just about 3% of that. So the developed countries which are there, like China, US, Europe, where we are exporting, there the penetration is about 15-20%. So you can look at from the long-term, interest of the auto industry as such. It's a big solution from not only from efficiency, which we are contributing by saving the fuel, or protecting the cars of the customers, but also making the auto dealerships and auto industry profitable.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Thank you so
being here.
much. Yeah.